Hey, what's happening everyone? Journeyman here and welcome back to We March On. This is episode 8 and we've got a huge episode planned for today. So first and foremost, it is obviously the January transfer window and there has been a lot of players going in and out. Some key names have left the club and brought in some maybe future talent that we will utilize down the line. But first and foremost, let's go take a look at some of the fixtures since the last time you joined us. Alright, first up was a 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace. We dominated this game, and unfortunately, we only managed to score one goal from the penalty spot, and that was from Manolo Gabbiadini. Chris Benteke did open and score for Crystal Palace in one of very few shots on target. But overall, pretty good display. Disappointed to not get all 3 points. Then we followed up with a 1-1 draw at Arsenal at the Emirates. Now, that was a very credible result, as you would imagine. Mario Lemina getting the goal in the 23rd minute of the game. Unfortunately, though, Per Mertesacker got an equaliser from a set-piece. Disappointing way to concede, especially against Arsenal. But overall, it was a very, very pleasing display to go to Arsenal and get a point. Very, very good stuff indeed. Then we got back to winning ways, this time against West Brom. We absolutely battered them from start to finish, and a goal from Højbjerg in the 34th minute of the game gave us a very, very comfortable victory, even though it was more narrow than I would have liked. And then most recently, it was a 3-0 win against Journeyman in the FA Cup. Now, this is a competition that I really, really want to do well in this season. So I'm planning to play my strongest lineup for the rest of the year. Hopefully, we maybe get to the cup final. Maybe that's a way into Europe for us. But we won 3-0, again, very comfortably. With 2 late goals made the scoreline a little bit better than it did originally. Gabbiadini scoring a hat-trick, 2 from the penalty spot and a goal in the 87th minute of the game. But good to see Gabbiadini's form is picking up a little bit after a really, really slow start to the season. He's now notched in, I think, 5 goals in his last 5 games. So that's a really, really positive start for the new year for him. Alright, so let's talk about the transfers. Now, there are a lot of players leaving the club, some really, really big names in particular, especially. It's pretty much all happened this week, believe it or not. First and foremost, the first guy out was Safani Bafal. He went to Newcastle for 16.75 million potentially, so a little bit of a loss on him overall. He wasn't getting in the first team. I wasn't really happy when he did play, honestly. I think he's very, very overrated, and I was happy to see the back of him and save some money. Next was Cedric. Unfortunately, this was a little bit out of my hands. Cedric demanded a move to Atletico Madrid, and unfortunately, I don't like to keep players on that aren't really happy and want to play at Southampton, so I decided to move him on. Disappointing because I built my tactic and team around the idea that Cedric would be an attacking right back, so it's disappointing to see him go, but we did get 18.75 million for him. That's a pretty decent amount of money for a very solid Premier League right back. Next up was going to be Nathan Redmond. He wasn't getting in the first team, so we had to decide what we were going to do with him. He was costing a lot of money for us. So we managed to get £12.25 million as we sold him to Watford, and he didn't really fit my style of play as well. He wasn't getting into the tactics, so I don't play wingers anymore. So it basically wasn't going to play, so why keep him around? Next was Jan Benrek to send him on loan to Vallecano. He's not going to make it, really. He's not really good enough at all. Hasn't shown enough potential, nor ability in the reserve team. So maybe by going on loan, he might get some first-team experience, and maybe things will get a little bit better for him. Next up was Jeremy Peed. My backup right back has now left. He demanded a transfer after not getting enough first-team football, and to be honest, he's very, very overrated. Not really natural at the right back. Definitely more of a winger, as you can see, and that doesn't fit our tactical approach. So I thought we would cash in on him and get about £10 million, which is actually a pretty decent return since we signed him on a free transfer at the beginning of last season. Now, what is probably the biggest exit of the January transfer winner so far is Virgil van Dijk. Obviously, I did not want to sell him at all, but unfortunately my hands were tied. He demanded a move, and he was upsetting a lot of the squad, and being a captain, I can't have him disrupting the team. So we decided to move him on and cash in on him for a lot of money. We sold him for eventually 46.5 million potentially, 35.5 up front. So not bad business. Wanted to get a little bit more for him, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to keep around a disgruntled player player in the team. So unfortunately, we lost our best player, but we did bring in a couple players potentially to replace the players we lost. First and foremost, we brought in Rolando Vieira. Now, this will be a player that a lot of you are very familiar with, who play a lot of Football Manager. Only 18 years old, but as you can see, he's got a lot of potential as a definitely a deep line playmaker and just a playmaker in the middle of the park. So it's good to have him on board. He's only 18, so he's got a long way to go yet, but should be a pretty good signing for us. Next, after losing on 2 right backs, we had to bring in a right back just to make a stopgap for the rest of the year. And I brought in Mathieu Debuchy from Arsenal on loan. It's on a cheap loan deal, so it's kind of a non-risk situation for us. He's got really good determinations. I've actually already put him... He's really good determination, really good work rate. Positioning's good too. So it's a solid right back. He's not gonna change our team or make us better at all than losing Cedric, but nevertheless, decent player. Happy to have on board for the rest of the year, and hopefully with some of the other transfers I'm trying to do, he'll provide valuable influence in the locker room. Next up, I signed a centre-half, hopefully to replace Virgil van Dijk in a few years. 21-year-old Ure, signed him for a mere 5.75 million from Atletico Bilbao. My scouts highly recommended this guy, and he's definitely got a lot of good, positive things I can see already. Potentially, he could be a 3.5-star player, which means he's going to be a very good to solid Premier League defender for years to come. But again, that's a pretty good fee just to bring in some extra competition at the back, and he'll be definitely pushing Mare Yoshida for the rest of the season. So first and foremost, we play Chelsea today. Obviously, they are top of the table, as you can see right now. 2 points over Arsenal. We currently sit in 8th in the table. Doing pretty solidly. Obviously, I do expect our performances to drop off a little bit. Losing Cedric and Van Dijk are huge blows for us as far as squad ability. But hopefully we can, just push through the rest of the season and finish as high as possible. But we got off to a good start. 8th position is nothing to sneeze at. And Chelsea right now, obviously competing at the top of the table, so it's going to be a really tough game. Take a look at their first team squad. Let's see who's playing well for them. Diego Costa is obviously the top goal scorer with 10 goals this season. Who's got the assist for them? Willian, obviously, with a 7. Hazard's got 5. Baba Rahman's got 5. Victor Moses got 5. So pretty well distributed. Obviously doing very well in that department. Average rating, Andreas Christensen, top talent. He's going to be a fantastic centre-half for years to come. Only 20 years old, believe it or not. Average rating of 7.31, so he's doing very well there. Injuries of today's game. Gary Cahill is out. It looks like he's going to be out for today's game. 1 to 4 days with sports hernia, so he's going to miss today's action. Jerem Boga, Ivory Coast, he's going to miss today's game as well. By the look of it, he's out for 3 to 4 months. He's definitely out of the game. And probably more importantly, Alvaro Morata is not going to play as well. He's going to be out for another, 5 to 10 days with a hernia injury. So a couple of injuries to them, but they've got more than enough talent behind them to cause us problems in today's game. Alright, so here we are on the eve of the fixture. So it looks like Chelsea can line up with a kind of 5-2-2-1 formation. Willian Hazard in the hole with Diego Costa leading the line. Obviously, Kante and Fabregas are protected in the back of 4. So going into today's game, unfortunately, we are without 2 players. Luan got himself injured, and it looks like he's going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks. So that's going to put a little bit of a damper on our options up top. And Mario Lemina, unfortunately, is off to do the African Cup of Nations, so that is a big blow for us, but nevertheless we do have a decent squad depth in the middle of the park, so this is who we go with today's team. So Force is going to play in goal. Debuchy, Yoshida and Vida and Bertrand are going to line up at the back. Romeo, Davis, Classy in midfield with Ward-Prowse, Gabbiadini and Charlie Austin leading the line. So potential debuts today obviously for Ure and Vieira, so we'll have to see how things go. Maybe I'll bring them on for some experience, but it's going to be a really tough game. So I'm not quite sure how well we're going to do today, how well the boys are going to react, especially after losing key players like Cedric and Van Dijk. So also I've been taking off opposite instructions. I found that's worked a little bit better for me in the last couple of weeks. Let's get this team talk done and let's get this game rolling. Alright, about 2 minutes in here, an early corner kick has caused some kind of opportunity for someone. Hazard gets to the byline, pulls it back to look to the Costa. Mare Yoshida makes a good clearance. Costa back to Willian. This is very dangerous, as you would expect. Asamoah hits the post, and the ball is cleared by Vida. Good chance for Chelsea there in the opening couple minutes of the game. All right, ball's going to throw in David Luiz. Ball's cleared by Classy, only as far as Marcus Alonso. Asamoah takes on Vida, but Vida does very well to wing it back. Now, maybe a counter-attack opportunity. Come on, James, find someone. And he gives away cheaply to David Luiz, who boots the ball forward, and Forster's going to pick this up. Let's see who passed it to. Ryan Bertrand on the left wing. Let's see what he can do. We're playing very narrow today, as you probably noticed. Prowse to Austin, back to Bertrand. Great ball there to Prowse. Let's see if we can find someone in the box. Oh, that's a mix-up there for Courtois, and it comes off the post, and that was almost a chance for Gabbiadini to get in there. Here's a free kick for Chelsea. The ball's hit long by Ward-Prowse. Asamoah does well to stop that attack. Hazard to Willian. What's he going to do here? He's got options on the left wing there. Fabregas to David Luiz to Asamoah. To Costa, who's on the channel very well. Cross it into Willian, but Forster's there to claim the cross very, very comfortably. So a little bit on the back foot from the opening 15 minutes of the game. Let's see if we can create an opportunity here. Classy. Romeo goes away cheaply against his former team. Ball hits along to Costa. Costa's almost through on goal. He gets the ball and pulls it into William, who scores 1-0 to Chelsea. That was coming, honestly. They had a few opportunities just before that. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they scored at the opening goal of the game. But lucky enough, it's only 17 minutes in, so we do have a chance to maybe get back into things. Costa crossing in, and Willian with the run. I mean, they had 5 players in the box there, and obviously our defensive position was absolutely atrocious. So I'm not surprised that he found someone, and 1-0 to Chelsea. But here's maybe a chance to get back in Shearer. Gabbiadini off the post. Charlie Austin's there to make it 1-0. Get in there, Charlie Austin. 4th goal of the season for him. Disappointing campaign thus far, but good to see him get on the score sheet today. Great challenge there from Classy, good pressure, great shot from Gabbiadini, unlucky to hit the post, but Charlie Austin, poacher effort, making it 1-1. Alright, Courtois is going to hit this to David Luiz, says Fabregas. Asamoah looking for William, but Vida does well to keep William under control. Forster hits it long, looking for Charlie Austin, does very well to hold the ball there and turn. He finds Debuchy on the right wing. He's playing it inside to Gabbiadini, he does well. Classy's almost through on goal, unlucky, that was almost a really good chance. Romeo does well to snuff out the danger. Gabbiadini's through and shoots and scores. Get in there. The Italian sensation, Manolo Gabbiadini, gets the goal. That's his 6th of the season now. And what a finish that was. Great build-up play. Really, really good play in midfield from Romeo. Austin with a great through ball. And Gabbiadini tucks it past Courtois in goal. 2-1. Would you believe it? Alright, so halftime whistle has blown, and unbelievably, we are beating Chelsea 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. So really couldn't ask for a better first half thus far. Everyone's fitness levels are holding up okay. Got to keep an eye on Mathieu Debuchy, though, at right back. He is struggling. 80%, and I don't really have any other natural right backs to come in apart from maybe Ure. He could do a decent job if I need him to. Alright, about 70 minutes on the clock here. Let's make a quick change here. Ure is going to come on for his debut. He's going to come on for Mathieu Debuchy at right back. I'm obviously mispronouncing that, by the way, so I do apologise if any Arsenal fans out there if I mispronounce his name. Just abuse me in the comments below. But anyway, let's take off Jordi Classy as well. Really solid game in midfield, and let's bring on Højbjerg for him. I've also got Tadic on the bench and Shane Long. I can seem to freshen some more legs up. So let's keep it to 2 changes for now, because I don't want to tempt fate and get an injury or a player sent off. Alright, so approaching the end here. I'm going to do a quick touchline instructions for them. Going to tell them to concentrate, to make sure we don't throw this game away. Here's Prowse to Austin's through on goal. Oh, that could have finished the game. Charlie Austin. Oh, Charlie Austin. Alright, 2 minutes battle on time. We're still winning here. Here's maybe a chance, though, late on for Chelsea. Balls into Fabregas, who scores, makes it 2-2. Oh, of course they score late on. Oh, well, we held on as long as we could. Honestly, their second half was very, very even. They didn't really create too many opportunities, and I'm a little disappointed that we just couldn't hold on for a memorable victory. But good finish there from Fabregas, making it 2-2. And that's the full-time whistle. Unfortunately, it was the last kind of real effort of the game. So disappointed to concede late on there, but nevertheless, a point at Stamford Bridge. If you told me that at the start of the game, I would have been very, very happy. I would pretty much snap your hands off for that one. But pretty good result, nevertheless. 2-2 draw. That result does, however, drop us down to 9th place in the table. So in other news, now I am trying to sign some players in the upcoming days, and what I'm going to do is do a February 1st episode, which is going to be up against Newcastle in just 4 days time, for 4 games time. So we're going to simulate or go through off camera Liverpool, Watford, and then Peterborough in the FA Cup, and then we'll do a live game against Newcastle and the Toonami, and then we'll also recap the transfer window as well, because I've got a lot of players coming in and some very exciting signings. Not really blockbuster deals, but nevertheless very exciting players for the future. But as you can see, our run of form is fantastic right now, so I'm hoping I can continue that next up against Liverpool. Another tough game, but the Watford and Peterborough are very, very winnable. But thank you guys so much for watching the episode. Hope you guys are enjoying the series. If you are, remember to smash the like button on the video, and if you want to see more videos by me in the future, please subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next part. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.